think my dog's got stung twice then. One on his back, and just saw him wanted to keep running to me, and I've had to turn round and he was clinging on his back. It looked like it was griping on quick for multiple stinging, I think. Bloody hell. Just that leggy from that nest. Oh. Something different anyway when you come out for a stroll. Like I say, it looks like a dog or something's scratched at that soil, look fresh, all kicked out, and they've obviously took the nest, what was in it. Someone's allowed it at them, some scrote. But that just doesn't happen like that, does it? There's hundreds of wasps outside it, and dead and dying. I kicked that piece back into the nest, what was outside. That's when they all just started pelting out. Anyway, what I say about the news, the new update about what they're talking about. Actual evidence now that they're coming out with, bold as brass, that about the COVID being added to death certificates. Now I think they're using a very tricky game, and they know what they're doing. It's us who are with the thick cunts who aren't actually understanding the cosmetics of how they work and how they do things. Putting it in plain sight, plainly, just to throw themselves off scent. Oh, making out, oh, this is a pure accident. We're going to have to look into this. It's no accident, folks. No accident whatsoever. You don't. How do you make a mistake by doing something as drastic as that, by putting COVID on everybody's death certificates, regardless of your death? How can that be an accident? Tell me truly. If anyone out there who believes that that can be an accident, honestly, you are one of the pure sheeple. Simple as. We know what it's all about. I mean, they've had local lockdowns. They've had local lockdowns. Is it Leicester or somewhere? Manchester. Now these local lockdowns are based on what they're calling a spike of COVID victims. Now, how it just sends it into the fucking wind, doesn't it? That really now, because what you see on that video about them saying about adding to COVID patients, COVID tested positive for COVID, adding them to the list. Well, if that's bogus, then obviously the local lockdowns are bogus. So you've got local lockdowns on the back end of bogus statistics. That's just fucking. It's just ridiculous. All the crazy mask wearing, that chucks a lot of it into the wind. What's gone on and what they're saying now. Do you know what? I'm blown away that they've even reported on it. I really am, because this is something what we've been reporting on for over 2 months now. That they've been adding people who've either tested positive or haven't tested positive for nothing. People who've just died of any cause, cancer, heart attacks, strokes, accidents, and you've been put on your death certificate COVID-19. Defies belief, literally. A little woggy there. But like I say, it just chucks it all into the wind, doesn't it? Makes it all pointless. And you've got these local lockdowns occurring. All the measures are still at full throttle, 100%, full steam ahead. And then you've got, I'm telling you that on the other hand, which really takes the piss out of it all. So if that's bogus, evident now, people can't call us conspiracy theorists anymore on this subject. Conspiracy theory, YouTube, and all the fucking others alike is out of the fucking window. They're telling you, brazen, that they've been putting it on people's death certificates to boost the numbers, statistics, fear factor, boost the numbers. I'm walking any further around here for the simple reason because people might be walking on around here. It gets more in an area where people are. But I just wanted to say about that because I was a bit livid seeing that fucking footage, what I've uploaded, the news saying that. And it really does make a mockery of the whole subject. How can anyone call this a real pandemic when you've got them boosting up the numbers fakely, fraudulently, just to get the statistics even higher? There's only one reason for doing that, is to scare the fucking public into believing that this coronavirus, COVID, is as bad or is as real as they want you to believe it. I hope to God it does come out. A little bit impressed about the bit yesterday, the fact that they mentioning it, that regardless of your death, it's being added to you're being added to the COVID list. If you were tested and then you leave the hospital and you die 2 months later, you'll die of COVID, regardless of your death. I mean, how fucking unreal is that, folks? How unreal is that? That's of great magnitude, of a colossal error, if you can call that an error. I don't call it an error. That's what they're calling it. Impossible that that's an error. You can't make a mistake like that. No one in the fucking industry, medical industry, who's been told to put COVID on death certificates can pick up on that. Hang on, there's something not quite right here. No one can pick up on that. We even knew that, didn't we, folks? That there were doctors speaking out and saying that never in the history of their working professions have they ever been ordered to put COVID on people's death certificates, regardless of what they die of. And then we're supposed to believe this, that there's an error and there's going to be an investigation and they're going to look into it. What utter lies and codswallop. They'll get away with it. They always get away with it, but with no investigation. Everybody involved in all this. Matt fucking Hancock, Chris Whitty, Boris Johnson, everybody who's been a part of it. That fucking Cummings, Dominic Cummings, they all should be in the dock for playing a part in the fraud of what they're doing to their own nation, their own country. Bowing down to the higher powers that be above them, which is the deep state, the rich powerful banksters what are running the fucking globe. That's what it's all about. Everything's a lie. Everything I see now is a lie. Nothing's reality, nothing's true. There's no true reality anymore, it's all fake. This is where I come in road, get my head out of the fucking bullshit. Fresh air, chill out, stroll along here without being scowled at by fucking idiots. No mass bullshit out here. I'm not a fan of shopping in the first place, but I have been a couple of times while this mask wearing's been going on just to find out what's happening and see how ludicrous and how everyone's complying to the brain dead mask wearing. I mean, the amount of people, you know yourself, all you people who've been commenting on my videos, you know yourself, you've seen it, the amount of compliance to the masks and the social distancing and the 2 metres throughout and the hand clapping on your doorstep every Thursday, it was mind-blowing, mind-bending. I think they've succeeded in brainwashing society, the deep state, and it's not just overnight. It's been an ongoing, long-going process of all sorts of measures to get into the heads of humanity, and they've succeeded. They might get you down strap you down in a chair and put electrodes on your head, have they? Oh no. Manipulation through the TV, that's the biggest tool. Television propaganda machine. The biggest brainwashing tool, the best brainwashing tool on the planet. Can you imagine if you lived in countryside? I said this to my brother, can you imagine? You were away from all this, living out in the sticks, in the middle of nowhere, no TV, no phone. You'd be in life for fucking Riley. You wouldn't know any of this bullshit. What's going on? A little squidgy there. It's going to get worse though, folks, isn't it? Starting to creep up now, this second wave. You've only got to look at that video, haven't you? Fucking Bill Gates when he does that smug look. Oh, they will next time. The second wave he's referring to. That's enough for me, that is. Seeing his smug look on his face. He's fucking laughing his bollocks off. What gets you though is he's got no authority to nothing. Only authority he's got over anything is money. I mean, what was his name? Aaron Russo. That was the reason why he was wanting to be recruited by one of the Bilderbergers. Because Aaron Russo had money. They'd like to draw people in who've got money behind them. And then it's down to you then whether you sell your soul to the devil or stay true to you and the people. 9 times out of 10, because they fucking get offered all sorts of exemptions from the system. Law will never touch you. They fucking go over to the dark side. Went to a town not far from me the other day, wearing me t-shirt what says a whole load of different things on it. One of the main things what I added to the top across of my shoulders at the back was mask wearing zombies. So it's a direct attack really, isn't it, on anybody who's wearing one. So I was getting scowled at something rotten, scowled at. A couple of people confronted me over it and some were shaking their head, and there's 2 people actually shook my hand and said that's brilliant. One guy in a charity shop started going deeper, saying no, it's a bit like 9/11 and all that lot, and I said well, this is the next biggest fucking scam since 9/11. I said that was just the trigger to trigger all this. And he was clearly had an open mind, said he was a ex fucking army, been in the army, and then he's working in this fucking pound shop. But you can clearly see that people look at you, and it's annoying that people just won't even confront you and ask you what you're referring to, because you're walking around with a statement on your top, but no one will ask you what point you're trying to make. Don't know why, fear, what? I said to one guy, because we do a lot of like these look around in charity shops like when I go with a mate. Said to one guy, I said wearing a mask is like Government telling you can get a plane to Mars and there's going to be oxygen when you get there. It's as fucking dumb as that. And he just laughed and shook his head. He wasn't dead defensive against me like he was listening to my version and he was commenting back, but the guy behind the till, working on the till, there's clearly no hope for him because he just said, well, sooner we get a vaccine the better, I think. You know, someone come out with a statement like that, you're fucking dead. You're already fucking dead, aren't you? Don't matter if he gets a vaccine and it kills him off, he's living fucking like a zombie on the road. Like most fucking folk are. You know, we really do appreciate, even though we've got a small amount of followers on my channel, and you never know when it's going to be gone because of YouTube censorship and pulling videos down. I've got no strikes at the minute, but that doesn't mean anything. You can have 0 strikes, go on your channel and it's gone, it's no longer there. All my videos are backed up on the road because I bought a new hard drive before this, so I can chuck them up again, but it's very time consuming, and if your head's fucked up with it and you can't be arsed, I just fucking won't bother. But we all say that, don't we? I mean, PK said that umpteen times. Yeah, I'm leaving the scene, I've done my bit, and then up springs another channel. Yeah, but I won't stop. I've said to me brother over I said, this just isn't me, this isn't walking around with promoting what's going on a top. It's just not me at all. But when you've been pushed beyond what your norms, it just goes to show you've had a fucking enough. But I'll tell you something, the feeling is fucking elation. The feeling of being so proud roaming around and walking around proud with your head held up high, ignoring everybody, and it's your opportunity to say what you want to say on your top without even approaching anybody and talking to anybody and telling them what you think. It's there, everyone can read it. Went for go in another shop and they said, excuse me, just stopped us literally at the door. Where's your mask? I haven't got one. Have you got an exemption form? No. Well, you can't come in then. And you need to sanitise your hands. No, sorry, we don't want sanitise. You know, total. We're giving them the brick wall treatment, and they were just adamant, man. There's 2 women were stood at the door as though they're fucking letting 2. You know, we've got fucking leprosy wrote over his fucking face. How people have adapted to it is unreal. I hope it comes out one day that it's all been one big scam and the fucking joke's on everyone's faces. But I don't think it'll ever hit them. They'll say one day, they could come out tomorrow, good news, government, say, we've been having you all on, it's a total scam, joke's on all of you. Within 24 hours it'll all be fucking under the rug, it'll be another subject again next day. News are very good at manipulating and moving things on. They'll move on to a bigger agenda to overthrow that, like they did with Black Lives Matter. For a week or so, or a bit longer, it was like coronavirus was under the fucking rug. It was all about Black Lives Matter, wasn't it? Another orchestration.